gentlemen, Sonic here, and today I'm going to be showcasing all of the current event items for 2017 of Monster Islands, which includes the Easter weapons, or Easter gear I should say, the Christmas gear, and obviously the Halloween gear as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get started. So before I do anything, I want to showcase the Holo's Boon, which is the level 1 Halloween event exclusive. You can get this enchantment with 1 Armor Toffee, 1 Lagrock Dark Chalk, and 1 Rascal Butterscotch to exchange over at the Witch during the Halloween event. If you would like to know more info about all these attainable items, like the Easter eggs or candies or these gift items that you'll need for all this event gear, I will post the Monster Islands wiki, which is linked in the description down below. Alright, so Holo's Boon, I will bring up right now, is obviously at level 1, and increases mining speed by 50%, flame damage gives damage and speed buffs, and a defense debuff which stack until the fire runs out, provides a permanent plus 25% defense boost, provides stun immunity, and it's bought with candy from the Strange Witch, like I mentioned. So I've got a pickaxe, a normal pickaxe right here, to show an example, and I will mine this piece of iron ore right here. Okay, so that took like 11 swings in order for me to mine that iron, correct? Now I should go ahead and take the Holo's Boon and then showcase the increase in mining speed that you'll get. Just make our way back over to the iron and then mine again.
Go, 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 go. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast.
So as you can see, that's definitely a big improvement in terms of mining speed. Like definitely a few seconds faster. So again, with the other benefits such as damage and speed buffs when on fire, that's kind of irrelevant, considering that you won't get flamed that much, especially when in terms of endgame islands. But for the most part, the Holo's Boon is mainly for mining purposes. Now, let's go ahead and check this off. So I'll just put like a, let's see what's at plus there as a check. I'm using a notepad for this, so excuse me, this video is going to be quite long. Alright, next, we'll showcase, let's see, all the rest of the blocks in Island leveled gear. So first we have the Giant Skeleton Hand, the Bunny Bow, the Egg Shot, and the Jack-o'-lantern. So the Giant Skeleton Hand is level 11. It does 55 damage and 95 damage at max minimum. 55 damage minimum, 95 damage maximum, excuse me. Smack your foes into the ground with this cosmetically oversized skeleton arm, bought with candies from the Strange Merchants. Strange Witch, excuse me. Okay, so the candies that you'll need for this Giant Skeleton Hand are 2 Fang Sweets and 2 Bear Hat Lollipops. So what the Giant Skeleton Hand is, it's basically like an oversized hammer-like thing. Kind of like a Dragon Hulk's hammer, if you were to get that. As you can see, I hold it sideways like this, and it takes quite a lot to charge up. But when it does land a hit, it does quite a lot of damage. As you can see, but from before, I was able to do 182, but that's because I have armor on. So let me actually go ahead and de-equip the armor. So I dealt 90 right there, 78, 79, 87, and 110? That's very... Oh, 111. Alright. I don't even have any boosts on either, so... That's very good damage. Obviously not better than the, what is it? The Rack and Hulk hammer, because it deals more damage. 75 to 125, well, more... But it's quite a rare weapon, so if you were to get this, it's definitely a good substitute for it. Now, the Bunny Bow is a level 9, 20 damage minimum, 30 damage maximum. Bow that is deadly for its level and appearance can be bought from the Easter Bunny with found eggs. The eggs you will acquire for this Bunny Bow are 2 Easter eggs, which can be found around the town place itself during the Easter event. So Bunny Bow has 50 arrows for you to shoot. You can charge it up like any other bow, and it obviously will deal more damage on the head, as you can see. So it dealt 40 damage there, 26 there. And for a bow like this is actually pretty fast charge up time. But then again, I'm not entirely certain on the real time in terms of these bows, so excuse me. Also, I'm not gonna really talk about PvP standards for any type of weapon because I'm not really a PvP person. Excuse me. So yeah, if you're pretty accurate with the bows, like this, like if you were to hit on the head consistently, then this bow is a pretty good option for you. But just keep in mind the low ammo, which is only 50 arrows for you to shoot, so make sure your shots count. Next, we'll be talking about the level 19 egg shot. So let's go ahead and bring that up. So egg shot, level 19, has 100 ammo, 25 damage minimum, 40 damage maximum, an excellent slingshot, can be blocked from the Easter Bunny with found eggs. And the eggs you acquire for this egg shot is 3 Easter eggs, 1 green jeweled egg. Oh, 3 Easter eggs and 1 green jeweled egg. Excuse me. So I consider this a very, very good weapon for blocks in island standards. The really good amount of ammo that you'll get from this, and the damage that it'll deal is pretty insane. And plus, it does have a headshot multiplier as well, which is very nice. Whenever I'm farming for blocks in Island Reborn, I always use this weapon as like one of my main weapons because it's really good. Alright, now we'll talk about the level 11 Jack-o'-lantern. Well, actually, before I do that, I want to see what the egg shot does damages in comparison to others. So as you can see, the NK phaser does 10 damage minimum, 20 damage maximum, and the egg shot deals 25 damage minimum and 40 damage maximum. So obviously, the egg shot is better in terms of the phaser in comparison to it. So you can run these two together as like 2 ranged weapons, but definitely for the most part the egg shot is much more superior. Now we'll talk about the Jack-o'-lantern, which is a level 11 special item. Unlock this pets by encountering and defeating the Headless Horseman on Bloxine Island. This spooky friend will spit fire at your enemies and occasionally ram into them like a meteor. So in comparison to the Sapphire Eyeball, for example, it does 15 damage minimum and 20 damage maximum. So it just this eyeball only consistently shoots at enemies, while the Jack-o'-lantern does a little bit more damage, and it can occasionally do a lot more if it does its ram attack. In order to get this Jack-o'-lantern, you'll need yeah, I just mentioned that. What am I talking about? Anyways, the Headless Horseman, by the way, can only appear on Bloxine Island during the Halloween event, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's see the Jack-o'-lantern in action while it's firing these dummies. Did 37 damage right there, so that's very good. This is definitely a much better companion to use on Bloxine Island. Let's see if it can do its ram attack. There you go, there's the ram attack. It did 108 damage right there, which is very good. And did 117 damage right there as well. So like I said, it can do a lot more damage if it does its ram attack. Alright, now let's go ahead and go to the Vite Island standards, which is the level 21 to 40 weapons over at Vite Island. So, we've got the Devil's Pitchfork, level 21, can deal 100 damage minimum and 150 damage maximum, stabbing enemies with the Devil's weapon of choice. And to get this, you'll need 2 Fang Sweets, 3 Bear Hat Lollipops, and 3 Bone Tops. So it is a stabbing weapon for you to use. So it can, if you want to keep some distance between you and the opponent, this could be a good option. Instead of just having to go up close like one-handeds and whatnot. Fairly solid damage. Alright. Let's go ahead and switch over to the other weapon. Let's see. Now, we'll take a look at the Bunny Scythe. Actually, no. The Festive Thief Sword. Yeah. Even though I mostly prepare for this, I'm low-key not. So, in comparison to all the other melees, the Devil's Pitchfork is definitely much better. Because, again, it deals 100 damage minimum and 150 damage maximum, and all these weapons have lower damage to it than it. So, definitely a very good weapon to use on light. Alright, now I'll take a look at the Festive Thief Sword. It's a one-handed weapon, level 25, 50 damage minimum, 70 damage maximum. A gleaming blade with an unnerving face of Santa on its hilt. And then we'll take a look at the Bunny Scythe next, and then the Darkseid. So again, Festive Thief Sword is a one-handed. Since it is a one-handed, it can swing very fast, as you can see. Oh jeez. And with this kind of fast attack speed, it can do fairly solid damage, but although I feel like the Pitchfork is still better, especially with that range that the Pitchfork has. This one you have to get much closer to the opponent. Alright. Now let's take a look at the Bunny Scythe, the level 29. Level 29 dual wielding. Let's see here. There we go. Oh, I forgot to mention how to get the Festive Thief Sword, you need to complete the let's see. You need to complete the Festive Thief quest, which is a Christmas exclusive quest. I believe you'll unlock have access to it at level 25. So, since the Christmas event is going on right now, you'll see this guy over here. He's an NPC. He'll activate the quest for you when you talk to him, and then you have to go through a bunch of steps and whatnot. And then he won't personally give you it, but you will obtain it when you finish the quest. Okay, next we'll take a look at the Bunny Scythe. It's a level 29 weapon. 15 damage minimum, 25 damage maximum. Can degrade once every time you attack with it, and degrades 35% when you do a special attack with it. Dual sight worthy of only a master bunny ninja. Jump and hit R to perform its special attack. So to obtain the Bunny Scythe, you'll need, let's see, let me actually look for it. There it is. 4 Easter eggs 2 green jeweled eggs, and 1 menacing egg. So since I have the degrade game pass, these don't degrade when I attack. But for when you don't have the game pass, for every time you attack, it will degrade once with this special bar. And when I jump and R, I do a slamming attack apparently, which is very cool. So that adds a bit of AoE to the thing. But apparently it has very low radius, unfortunately. You really have to get up close with these weapons as well, as you can see. The hitbox on these things aren't really that special at all. But the damage is fairly decent, and you can have, and this has a very fast attack speed. Now we'll take a look at the Darkseid. Let's bring that up. Okay, Darkseid, level 31, 65 damage minimum, 90 damage maximum. Unlock this weapon by encountering and defeating the Dark Skeleton on Vite Island. Reap your foes with this scary Scythe. So, his Darkseid has a projectile when you attack with it, as you can see. That definitely provides a good range boost, as you can see. And when you get up close with an opponent like this, you can deal like 2 attacks at once, which is very good. Although the direct hit does more damage than the projectile. The projectile is still good, again, for its range, as you can see, to provide distance. Alright. Let's check my list. Alright, I got 2 more things to cover. So let's bring those up. We have the Spook Launcher, level 31. Large explosive spooks with the power of a skeleton arm fling. 70 damage minimum, 90 damage maximum, and only has 30 ammo. And then the Exterminator's special item. That's a companion. 80 damage minimum, 120 maximum. Exterminates pests. Alright. To obtain the Spook Launcher, you'll need to exchange 4 Bone Tops, 3 Ribcage Chalks, and 3 Scallywags to the Witch during the Halloween event. And then for the Exterminator, you'll need 5 Easter eggs, 3 green jeweled eggs, and 2 menacing eggs to exchange to the Easter Bunny during the Easter event. So with the Spook Launcher, even though it has very low ammo, it provides a very big AoE, which is very good for taking out groups of enemies, as you can see. It is able to hit all 3 of these dummies fairly easily. It provides a good amount of damage as well, as you can see. What's my ROBLOX notification for? Oh. Alright. Alright, now let's test out the Exterminator. So the Exterminator apparently can do 2 attacks. One AoE attack, as you can see, as its normal attack. And then it can do a lightning bolt attack, which deals more damage. But I feel like the AoE can serve more useful, since again it can take out groups of enemies, which is very good. Let's see if it can do its lightning attack. Yeah, there you go. So if anything, the lightning bolt will deal the same, if not the same damage, if not a little bit more than the explosive one. but again, explosive being more useful considering that it does fairly the same amount of damage and it can, again, hit multiple enemies. Alright. Now let's head on to the Katar Island leveled weapons / gear. We got quite a bit here, so let's take a look at the Snowman Sword, the Shuttle Sword, and the Candy Energy Sword. And then we'll go ahead and bring out the Egg Mental, actually. Let's see. Egg Mental? Where are you? Fairly certain it was somewhere. I think it's probably in enchantments. Yeah, it's enchantments. Yeah, there it is. Enchantment right there. And then we'll go ahead and bring out the gas as well. Alright then. So, Snowman Sword. I forgot to bring out the thing for it. Excuse me. So, Snowman Sword, level 50, 60 damage minimum, 75 damage maximum, no degrade because it's a one-handed. Snowman's trusty sword shoots magical snowballs with each swing. So, in comparison to the level 40 katana, it does less damage because 60 damage minimum, 75 damage maximum, 60 damage minimum, 80 damage maximum. But the thing that the Snowman Sword has, like I said, is that it can shoot projectiles. So it adds range to this one-handed sword, which is very useful. And as you can see there, it has a chance to freeze enemies as well, which is very good. And again, like the Darkseid, when you get up close with it, you can hit the projectile and the enemy with the direct hit at the same time, so you can deal. So you're basically dealing more damage, pretty much. Now, let's go ahead and bring up. I'll actually disable that ghast. Next, we'll bring up the Shuttle Sword. Oh, also forgot to I keep forgetting stuff. Jesus. The Snowman Sword, you have to complete the level 50 Christmas and Peril quest during the Christmas event. Snowman will personally give it to you, so yeah, there you go. Now, the Shuttle Sword. Unlock this weapon by encountering and defeating the colossal Umber Hollow on Katar Island. Terrify your enemies with this twisted sword, and hold R to charge and take on the power of the shadows. So level 51, 150 damage minimum, 250 damage maximum, degrades 2% each time you attack with the weapon, and takes up your full special bar when you use its special attack. So this is a two-handed weapon, as you can see. For every time that I will attack this weapon, the special D-bar will degrade by 2%. And when I hold R to do its special attack, let me actually hit it with a little bit more. And as you can see, it can hit multiple enemies as such with its swings like this. You can actually kind of lead your swings as well, so you can try and hit multiple enemies. And then hold R to use special attack. So the special attack is pretty much like a special buff. It just gave me 50% more damage and 35% more walk speed, or speed, which is very good for a special attack. But then again, like I mentioned, let's see, it degraded all my special bars, so I'll have to wait fairly long before I can use it again. So, very good weapon to have, actually. On Katar Island, especially. Right, Alright, now let's bring up the energy, the Candy Energy Sword, excuse me. Okay, Candy Energy Sword, level 60, 115 damage minimum, 130 damage maximum. Never has an incredible, destructive, and futuristic weapon of war became so cute and festive. Okay, so the Candy Energy Sword seems to be a stabbing weapon. And also has a projectile as well, which is pretty cool. So again, with that range, that you can, oh, that's very cool as well. So, despite the, with the range on this weapon being very good with its projectile, with its, red projectile when you shoot, or attack, I should say, it will take some of the enemy's health and use it as your own, which is very good. So if I did 39 damage there, like I just did, and it was with the red projectile, it will take that 39 damage and heal me the same amount. As such. So, very good weapon to have, especially for survivability as well, since it gives you quite a lot of heals. So the white projectile being more, having more damage, of course, and the red projectile doing much less, like 3 times less, but does heal you, which is very good. Now, let's take a look at the level 51 special companion, the Ghast. Let's go ahead and bring him up. 150 damage minimum, 250 maximum. A not-so-friendly ghost, while he's friendly to you, attacks nearby enemies with great and terrifying power. Ugh, I keep forgetting about the, how to obtain stuff. So, Candy Energy Sword. Oh man, I'm so bad at this. You need 1 toy sword, 5 candy canes, and 3 wreaths to be exchanged at the toy merchant in the North Pole. So the toy sword is always going to be very difficult to get because it's obtained from crackers, and a lot of people are trying to get toy swords themselves. So it's going to take quite a bit of grinding, but it's going to be worth it for this weapon. Okay, so let's use the gas now. Let's get into offensive mode. Gas, where are you? I don't even know where it is. Alright. Let's bring it back up. Gas, buddy. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's still the gas needs... I feel like it needs to be hit in order for the gas to do its damage. Alright, let's do this one more time. Gas, god dang it! Alright, well scratch that then. Rip this guy. Let's go over the egg mental instead. Alright. Egg mental, level 49. Provides a 50% speed, defense, and damage buff when fighting Pashua and stun immunity. So pretty much what this is Pashua is the event boss of the Easter event. And having this buff will give you quite a lot to help you out in defeating him, and giving stun immunity as well, which is very useful because Pashua can stun a lot. So a very useful elemental for this event in particular. But besides that, it gives a 100% defense boost while mining. So you'll be able to pretty much tank hits while you're mining. So it's gonna, for PKing miners, like PKers who want to kill miners, It'll allow you to survive a lot longer, especially if you have the correct armor as well. Let me go ahead and actually showcase that. Okay, there we go. Providing that 100% defense buff. Again, very good if you want to survive longer, is to see if you can mine the ores that you need, especially glacials. Alright. Let me actually check these off. Alright. The next three things we're going to look over are the Holiday Splosion. It should be in ranged. Here we go. 45 damage minimum, 65 damage maximum, 50 ammo, level 55. Throw explosive festive grenades at your enemies. And then the Pumpkin Staff, level 41. 40 damage minimum, 60 damage maximum, 100 charges. Cast a barrage of cursed pumpkins at your enemies. And then we'll take a look at one of the packs. That being the bag of festive snacks. 5 doses of the following. 5 Christmas cookies, which gives 90% boost to your walk speed. 5 hot chocolates, which gives a full heal. 5 gingerbread men, which gives plus 30% defense. And 5 candy canes, which gives plus 60% damage. Which all lasts for 2 minutes pretty much, or 120 seconds. Okay, so Holiday Splosion is supposed to have some AoE, so let's see what happens. Despite the ammo, it shoots very quickly, as you can see. And that AoE is very good as well, so again with the group of enemies concept. You're very good for that. But you're going to run out of these grenades very quickly because again with the 50 ammo only. Alright, now let's try out the pumpkin stuff. Wow. This is actually quite funny to use. So it recharges fairly quickly as well, for 1 charge for every second it seems. And fairly decent damage because you're able to put these out consistently as such. But it's definitely more useful at close range because these pumpkins are actually quite inaccurate. Now let's go ahead and try out the buffs. 90% damage, or 90% walk speed, 60% damage, 30% defense. I'll actually go in the water so I can take some damage. Alright. Now let's use the hot chocolate to give me a full heal. That's not a full heal. That healed like pretty much a third? Yeah, pretty much like a third of my HP. So it does not give a full heal. Unless I read the description wrong. Let me actually see. Yeah, that's not a full heal. I'm gonna assume what Steel Eagle meant is like full heal to like the end to the players that their highest island is Katar Island, because they're not gonna have that much HP. So they would give a full heal to them, but not to us high players or high level players. Now, let's go ahead and go over the bag of eggs. Level 59 contains 4 speed eggs, which gives plus 35% walk speed, 5 heal eggs, which heals for 500 HP each, 4 defense eggs, which gives 35% boost to defense, and 4 damage eggs, which gives plus 35% to damage. Effects last for 5 minutes, which is 300 seconds. Alright. I'll go over how to get all of these in just a moment, because I keep forgetting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the buffs. The buffs. Supposed to heal for 500, correct? Let's see. Alright, this should heal me for 500. That's not 500. Let me do that again. Yeah, that's not 500. That's 350. I don't even know. I'm gonna assume it scales depending on level. Alright. So, to get the Holiday Splosion, you need the following. 4 toy grenades, 3 candy canes, and 2 wreaths. And then the pumpkin staff, you will need 4 ribcage chalks, 5 pearly white chalks, and 2 ankle breakers. For the bag of festive snacks, you will need 5 Christmas cookies, 5 candy canes, and 5 gingerbread men. And for the bag of eggs, 2 silver eggs, 3 red jeweled eggs, and 8 menacing eggs. And then for the ghast, you'll need 6 scallywags, 4 ankle breakers, and 2 spiked iron chomps. And then for the egg mental, you'll need 1 silver egg, 1 red jeweled egg, and 3 menacing eggs, if I haven't said that already. I need to keep reminding myself to list how to get them. Sheesh. Then again, you guys have the wiki, so if I do completely forget, you can always check the wiki for the info of all these items. So now we're gonna go into Nomad Island gear, which is level 61 to 80. So we'll go ahead and bring out Spine Chillers right here. We'll bring out the Bat Scythe, excuse me, and the Christmas Tree Sword. Then for special, let's bring out the Egg Meteor Staff. And then for enchantments, I don't think we'll have any for enchantments. No, we do not. Alright. So, Spine Chillers. Let's go ahead and read that. Haunting dual swords, which send chills down your enemy's spines, as well as the blade itself. 105 damage minimum, 125 damage maximum. And to get these, you'll need 6 spiked iron chomps, 1 crystal caramel, and 2 golden bladed shoes. Aw, you gotta be kidding me. Alright. I have to re-equip these. Let's re-equip it. There we go. Confirm. Alright. So these are dual, as you can see. These have projectiles, so that's very good. Again, with the range. Obviously, the X-Cross, as you saw there, deals more damage. But again, with the projectile and direct hit combined, you can do more damage. It's a very good weapon to have if you want some range on it. Alright, next we'll take a look at the Bat Scythe. Okay, now, to get the Bat Scythe, actually no, hold on, I'll explain that a little bit later. So, Bat Scythe, level 71, 150 damage minimum, 200 damage maximum, 1% for each time you attack with it, and degrades 55% of the special bar when you do its special. Adds an extra bat to the Cloak of Undying. Tap R to unleash waves of vicious bats on nearby foes, which does 3 consecutive hits of 300% of its damage. Well, 300% overall damage, I should say. And to get the Bat Scythe, you'll need to infuse the Dark Scythe with a Soul of Darkness, with the help of the Witch during the Halloween event. So, the same as the Dark Scythe, it has a projectile when you hit with it. So again with the range, with melees, which is very good obviously. And also I can hit multiple enemies, as you can see. And it double hits when you have the projectile and direct hit with this thing. Let's go ahead and do the special attack. Very cool, actually. And also, that was not 55%, that was 100%. Still, very good weapon, though. And then I also want to see the additional bat that you get when you use the Cloak of Undying. So let's go ahead and use that. So I will have 3 bats on me. And then if I equip the Bat Scythe, I should get 4. I still got 3. They probably changed it. Since they did add changes to the Cloak of Undying. Alright, now let's take a look at, personally, one of my favorite weapons in the entire game, actually. The Christmas Tree Sword. So level 75, 70 damage minimum, 100 damage maximum. A huge, powerful sword with the spirit of Christmas inside. Hold the left mouse button to unleash many magical projectile flying swords at your enemies. And to get the Christmas Tree Sword, you will need the following. 1 toy sword, 1 novelty tree, and 1 holy star. So, unlike unlike every other melee weapon, they have direct hits when you swing it. This does not, because they weren't joking about the projectiles. So in order for you to do damage, you'll have to have the projectiles hit the enemies. Then again, it could be fairly wrong here, but then again, it's hard to track, because look at that. Did I just apply poison? Not sure if I applied poison or not. It's probably something else, but the projectiles go a fairly long distance, which I like. So again, with the range, which is very good for this weapon indeed. And it can also go through multiple enemies, as you saw beforehand. So I personally think this is a very good weapon to have, and I highly recommend getting it. Alright, now we'll take a look at some more weapons. Alright. Let me just check these off, because there's quite a lot of weapons here. Alright. I think that's all from the melees. Yes, there is. Alright. Now let's go ahead and go over to the ranged. So, we have the Festive Bow, the Snowball Cannon, or, yeah, Snowball Cannon. I was about to say Snowman Ball. Snowman Ball. The cringe. And the Orcas Bow. What am I doing? Alright. Let's go ahead and check over the Festive Bow's description. Level 65, 250 damage minimum, 325 damage maximum, and 75 arrows. A festive bow with magical properties. So to obtain a festive bow, you will need 2 twisted Christmas, 5 Christmas wreaths, and 4 candy canes. Ah, alright. So whenever I fire an arrow in a certain direction, like this, there's an additional arrow that can... Not sure if it tracks, but probably doesn't, but it gives additional damage, which is very good. So you fire your main arrow, and then you have an additional arrow that goes in the same direction to deal more damage, which is very good for this weapon. And plus, it has fairly decent ammo for a bow as well, 75 arrows. Alright. Now, let's go over the snowball cannon. Alright, 70 level 70, 55 damage minimum, 85 damage maximum, and 500 ammo. Fire snowman's children at your foes. And to get the snowball cannon, you'll need 1 snowman plushie, 2 snow globes, and 7 bubbles. This is kind of like the Galactic LG in a way, only having, because of the amount of ammo and how it works. I say this is a very good counterpart to the Festive LG or Galactic LG. It's a very good alternative for those weapons. Now let's check out the level 71 Orcas Bow. Actually, I want to see the comparison between these two. More ammo. Alright then. Alright, Orcas Bow. Level 71. 145 damage minimum and 195 damage maximum. I'm questioning myself now. And can deal 3 times the damage when all 3 arrows hit. Because it shoots 3 arrows for each shot, which is very good. Unlock this weapon by encountering and defeating the Orca Sombra on Nomad Island. This bow shoots 3 arrows at once. So again, very good. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate the 3 arrows, as you can see. Because these arrows all have different points of accuracy and where they'll actually hit, I suggest hitting, trying to aim for the chest of these enemies, or aim like a little bit higher. Mainly for the chest though, because you'll never know where the arrows are gonna hit, and there's a chance that the arrows will hit the head as well, which is gonna provide even more damage. But again, you'll deal more damage as you get closer with the Orcas Bow and try to go for the head. You'll obviously deal more damage. As such. Alright. Now, let's look over some more weapons from the Nomad Island category. Alright. This one I haven't covered in my Halloween event item showcase, so I'm finally gonna go over it, which is I hope you guys enjoy. The Holo Rifle, the Glacier 6000. Alright. I'll just roll with that for now, actually. So, Holo Rifle. Let's go ahead and showcase that. Level 71, 250 damage minimum, 350 damage maximum, 25 ammo. Very bad, actually. A spooky and formidable sniping rifle. Its beam bounces between nearby foes, potentially damaging multiple targets. And to obtain the Holo Rifle, you'll need 3 golden cannon drops, 10 salted caramels, and 6 werewolf. Ooh. Why do I have 50 ammo in it now? I have no clue. They need to add these changes to the descriptions. Oh, wow. So, when enemies are close to each other, I can just shoot with this, and then it'll go, and the lasers will go towards those enemies as well, which is very good. Did I just apply a flame effect? I might actually try that again. No flame effect. So this is very good for crowd control because the laser beams targeting nearby enemies as well, which is very good. And plus with the 50 ammo, I say this is definitely a better weapon to have. Especially in Nomad Island, there's just gonna be a lot of enemies near the portal, so this weapon is definitely gonna be served useful. Now let's go over the Glacier, 6,000. Here we go. Level 75, 50 damage minimum, 70 damage maximum, has 1,000 ammo because it is a flamethrower. A flamethrower type weapon. Freeze the life out of your enemies with the Sub-Zero version of the Incinerator 6000. So to obtain the Glacier, you need to defeat Evil Snowman for the first time while doing the Restitution of Christmas quest. So while you're going through the quest, you'll end up fighting Evil Snowman at the end of it. And once you defeat him, his Glacier 6000 will be dropped in the arena, and your character will pick it up. So that's how you get it. And this weapon is very good because it can freeze enemies. As such. It's kind of like a 100% chance that they'll freeze, so it's very good. So you can pretty much just keep the enemies trapped like this. And this includes bosses as well, like the Hollowed Sombra. So it's going to be very good to take him out like this. Very good weapon. Alright. Let's mark those down. Now we have the special and enchantments. Well, the rest of these are special. So, the Egg Meteor Staff, level 69, 450 damage minimum, 600 damage maximum, and 20 charges. Command the gods of Easter to bring down devastation across the land. Charges regenerate at a rate of 1 every 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. And to get the Egg Meteor Staff, you'll need 4 silver eggs, 5 red jeweled eggs, and 5 menacing eggs. Ah. Fairly cool. So when I cast the location of where I want the meteor to be dropped, it will drop right there, which is pretty cool. It deals quite a lot of damage as well, but the thing is, again, with the only 20 casts and 1 every 10 seconds. And it needs to be a direct hit as well, so this staff is not all that reliable. It's going to be very satisfying once you hit it, and all enemies within this egg radius will be hit, but like, again, it's fairly unreliable. Now, let's go over the next weapon, or next special item, which is the Eggs of Peril. I'm going over from the, what is it, the melees. Alright. Eggs of Peril. Level 79. 25 damage minimum, 45 maximum. 3 almighty and legendary eggs surround you, disintegrating any who appear too near. So, to get these eggs of Peril, you'll need 2 gold eggs, 1 blue jeweled egg, and 6 menacing eggs. Let's go ahead and... I have a feeling that special items are not working here. I'll just simply rejoin. Alright then. My eggs of Peril are now working. So, as you can see, the egg that's on top of my character is the egg that's attacking. And these 3 eggs have different properties. So with this dark egg, it shoots bullets that heal my character. And then for this fire egg, which should pop up right about now. It just, huh? Yeah. Alright. Got interrupted. Alright. I'll continue this in just a second. So, again, with the 3 eggs having different properties, this one has a laser beam, which is very good because it's just plain accuracy, but deals a little damage, as you can see. One that heals, of course, and then one just does normal damage with laser, with kind of like laser bullets. Alright, now I have to be right back for it because my dad. Alright guys, sorry for the interruption. I actually took a pretty long break because a lot of things happened, but now I'm gonna still continue the thing, my video. So I have the gas working now, as you can see. It moves very weirdly, but it still does his attack well, as you can see. Does quite a lot of damage, especially for Katar standards. Attack's quite slow, however. Still does his work just fine, though. Huh. Knacker's a stone? Alright then. Alright then, so now that I have the gas finished up, next we're going to take a look at the Christmas Staff. So level 80, 350 damage minimum, 500 damage maximum, 20 charges. Big bobble go bang bang. Okay, so this is very... I always wondered what this weapon was when I first discovered it, like this big bobble that's coming in towards enemies. Like, what is that thing? Yeah, this is what it does. Look at that. That is amazing right there. Good for AoE, of course, and it can hit multiple targets like such. And it lasts pretty long for a projectile. It does quite a lot of damage as well, but again, the charge problem. It seems to recharge every 10 seconds. It seems. Or probably a bit longer, depends. But it still does recharge, which is good. And I can definitely see this being very useful in Nomad. Alright, now we should go into the top tier stuff. The level 81 to 100 plus items, which is Exoroth Island tier. So let's get that started. First, we got the Jackal Trio. Let's bring those up. Then we'll bring out a Holo Sword. There we go. Alright. So let's talk about the Jackal Trio. So Jackal Trio is a special companion. Level 81, 200 damage minimum, 300 damage maximum, excuse me. Harboring the souls of the Hollowed Horsemen, these 3 are an unstoppable and fiery team. Oh, I forgot how to get the I forgot to tell you how to get the Christmas Staff. So to get the Christmas Staff, I need to remind myself every single time. Sheesh. Excuse me. So you'll need 2 novelty trees, 1 magic bauble, which can be obtained as a drop from the Santa bot, if you didn't know that already, and 1 Santa plushie. Forgot to put the 1 there. Okay, so and the Jackal Trio, you can obtain. Just gonna disable those for now. You need 3 Souls of Inferno, 5 Whopper Nuts, and 8 Batwing Licorice. So just like the Eggs of Peril, all these 3 pumpkins have different attacks. So as you can see, this one's a machine gun. This one does like a big AoE attack, which burns enemies. And this one does AoE attacks, which is very good. Let's see if this one can do its fiery thing again. It's kind of like a back away from me move, like to protect the player, which is pretty cool. This is a very good companion to have. All right, let's mark those down. Now, I'm just gonna put a trowel just for placeholder. So, the All Holo Sword, you can obtain this from infusing a I have it right here. Okay, infusing a Shadow Sword with a Soul of Shadow, with the help of the Witch during the Halloween event. Level 81, 400 damage minimum, 500 damage maximum. Degrades 1% each time you swing, and 100% of your special bar. I always get skeptical with that. When you do its special. An incredible sword harboring the shadow of soul. Soul of Shadow. Sheesh, I am horrible in these types of videos. Tap R to perform a powerful blast wave attack, which does 200% damage. Hits with the sword creates explosive pumpkins. Explosion pumpkins. Sheesh, this game really does want to butcher my grammar and wording and whatnot. So, this sword is very good for its special attack, as you can see. So, a very huge AoE, and it spurts out pumpkins around. It can also cause a bunch of flame damage as well. Very good sword to use. Very good indeed. Just look at it go, because stacking it with the pumpkin damage makes it a very good weapon indeed. Alright, now we'll take a look at some other weapons, shall we? So next, what we have are let's see, they're here somewhere. We have the Snowflake Stars, the Festive LG, and the All Hallows Bow, as well as the bag of extra eggs. So, let's go over the Snowflake Stars first. So, they are level 85, 175 damage minimum, 250 damage maximum, infinite ammo, typo, and each projectile has a chance to freeze the enemy. Let's go ahead and give these a run. You can shoot these stars faster depending on how fast you click. Because you need to click to refill the stars, and to click to obviously fire them as well. Pretty good damage, pretty solid. I see these be pretty good use, especially with the freezing. The freezing is pretty common with these stars. Either that or I'm just extremely lucky. Alright. Now, let's take a look at the Festive LG. This is honestly turned into one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. Honestly. So, Festive LG. Oh, I forgot to... Oh. Alright. Okay, so the Snowflake Stars, you can obtain them for exchanging 15 snowflakes and 2 snow globes to the elf merchant at North Pole. Say there you go. I almost forgot. Alright, Festive LG, level 90, does 20 damage minimum, 32 maximum, and has 1,000 bullets in its ammo capacity. A faster, more powerful, and festive version of the Galactic LG. And you can obtain this by having one Festive LG component, which is dropped from the legendary Yeti in Jack Frost's castle, 2 deluxe wreaths, and 10 baubles. So, I've used this in Exoroth Island, and this is very good, especially for portal damage. And with the buffs that you can get for damage, and how fast it fires, this thing is a beast of a gun, no joke. This is honestly an amazing ranged weapon, and I highly, highly recommend getting it. It is such an amazing weapon to get. Definitely worth the grind, I'd say. Definitely worth it, man. It's just, oh, I freaking love it. Now, let's check out the All Hallows Bow. So, All Hallows Bow, level 91, 175 damage minimum, 225 damage maximum, and can shoot 3 arrows, and has an ammo capacity of 50 arrows. An incredible bow harboring from the soul of fear. This bow shoots 3 arrows at once, and hold the charge long enough to set them alight for 2 times damage. So to get the All Hallows Bow, you need to infuse the Orcas Bow with the Soul of Fear with the help of the Witch during the Halloween event. Alright. So you have to charge this bow up for its maximum damage. That being pretty much like 3 to 4 seconds. 2, 3, or 4 seconds, I'm not entirely sure. And once it's fully charged, you can deal quite a bit of damage as such. Again, with the Orcas, with the weapons that are similar to this, the accuracy of the bows, the accuracy of the arrows, excuse me, are random. So again, you have to. I recommend aiming at the chest so that you can get ensured damage. And if you want damage, if you want even more damage, obviously, you gotta charge it up fully, and then you let go and aim at the chest, as such. I personally think this is not too useful of a of a ranged weapon, just simply because you need to rely on its charge in order to do a bunch of damage with it. So, yeah, I just personally don't think it would be that useful. Alright, now let's go over the bag of extra eggs. So this is pretty much an upgraded version of the bag of eggs. So level 89, it contains 5 chocolate eggs, which gives plus 50% walk speed, 6 life eggs, which heals for 750 HP, 5 shield eggs, which gives plus 50% boost to defense, and 5 cataclysmic eggs, excuse me, for plus 50% extra damage, and all last for 300 seconds, 5 minutes. It can be bought for the Easter Bunny with found eggs. So to get these, you'll need to exchange 4 gold eggs, 3 blue jeweled eggs, and 8 menacing eggs to the Easter Bunny. Let's go ahead and eat these. 5 minutes is actually quite long, so these are pretty worth it. But once you get things like the elementals, these are greatly deceased. I'm not sure if I'm using the correct word, because I can't really find the correct word. But these are just like overshadowed by the elemental and the level 100 potion packs. So these are still good substitutes for it, I'd say. Now, let's get over to the big guns here. Went over those. Alright, this is where we're getting to the juicy stuff. So, The first armor that we're gonna go look over is the Holo Chestplate. Level 91 gives 2,500 HP. This armor has absorbed the Halloween spirit and became something spooky. You must sacrifice some of your power to use it, but it yields incredible defense. But with candies from the Strange Witch, and those candies are 1 Halloween spirit, even though that's not candy, 8 Whopper Nuts, and 10 Bloodsuckers. We'll just actually de-equip these. Here we go. So let's actually... Oh. Give me a moment. I actually want to showcase the armor, so I'll just go ahead and rejoin another setback. Alright, finally got the option untoggled. So here is what the Holo Chestplate looks like. I personally think it looks very cool. With the black and the glowing gray. Looks pretty nice. As you can see, I have minus 20% damage and walk speed. But again, it bumps me to 3,295 HP. So... very good for tanking, but with the sacrifice of 2 important buffs, I'm not just too sure about it, but again, very good for tanking. Let's go ahead and mark that down. Next, we have the Festive Sentry, which is level 95, 55 damage minimum, 70 damage maximum, a faster, more powerful, and festive version of the AS Sentry. So let's go ahead and place this down. So in comparison to the AS Sentry, this is definitely faster. Well, let me actually look at the normal AS Sentry. Alright, 30 damage minimum, 40 damage maximum. So, and 55 minimum, 70 maximum. So that's definitely a boost in damage right there. Yeah, let's see the attack speed of these two. Yeah, that's definitely faster. The Festive Sentry is definitely faster. Alright. And to get the Festive Sentry, you'll need the following. 1 Festive Sentry component, which is dropped from the Frost General. 3 Deluxe Wreaths, and 10 Bubbles. Alright. Now, let's go over one more, actually the second to last armor, the Egg Suit, level 99, 1000 HP. We should probably be questioning the Easter Bunny's stock at this point. Gives a permanent plus 10% boost in walk speed, defense, damage, and experience. Can be bought from the Easter Bunny with found eggs. And those eggs are 6 golden eggs, 5 blue jeweled eggs, and 10 menacing eggs. Let me show you what it looks like. I personally used to use this armor a bit. Mainly for the plus 10 in experience. But this is pretty much like the only armor, or pretty much only item in the game that gives boosts to all stats in the entire game. Which is damage, defense, walk speed, and experience. So very good in that department. But only 10% isn't that much. But again, with the plus 10% experience, I'd say that gives a good amount of difference. Especially and combined with the space sandwich, you'll get a ton of experience. Now, here is where we've crossed the line. This is where we're getting into the very top tier gear in the entire game. So, we've got the Easter Peril, the Festive Peril, the Merry Avenger Bow, and the one and only Fire Lord Armor. Alright, so let's go over the Easter Peril first. So, level 100, 125 damage minimum, 175 damage maximum, 2% for each, 2% of the special bar for each time you swing, and 100% for its special. Hits from this sword create deadly projectile eggs which shoot towards the nearest foe and explode. Tap R to perform a backflip uppercut strike which fires great explosive eggs at nearby foes. And hold R to transform into a pretty egg. To obtain this, you'll need 5 jeweled eggs, 7 royal jeweled eggs, and 6 ferocious eggs. And as you can see with the Fire Lord armor, it looks pretty nice. Alright. Let's go ahead. So the Peristrons are some of the only weapons that can do this kind of attack. A full, several 360s, which can obviously hit multiple enemies at once. And as you can see with the eggs, they can track the enemies as such, which provides additional damage to this sword. So as you can see, I transform into an egg. Pretty cool. And when I do the normal special attack, very cool, and provides quite a lot of damage. Very good if you don't have the Festive Peristron. Alright. Speaking of the Festive Peristron, we'll take a look at that next. Alright, Festive Peristron, level 100, 130 damage minimum, 180 damage maximum, so 5 additional damage overall. Degrades 3% each time you swing with his weapon, so that's actually quite a lot more, if you think about it, and 100% when you deal with special. How did elves have such power? Hits from the sword create deadly projectile baubles. Deadly projectile baubles which shoot towards the nearest foe, and tap R to release a barrage of jelly blasts from the sky. So, same as the Easter one, it does the spinning attack. And it has the same effect as well, in terms of what the egg projectiles do. And then, its special attack is where it's really at. Look at that damage. Enormous damage right there. Alright then. Very good weapon to have, and it's currently one of the best melees in the game, alongside the Easter Peristron, and the Great Sword, or Overseer Great Sword I believe, and the Omega Rainbow Sword, of course. Now, the Merry Avenger Bow. Oh, I forgot to mention. To get this festive beauty, you will need 1 toy sword, 1 cherry garland boa, which is dropped from the evil snowman after you defeated him for the first time, and 7 golden bowls. Alright, now, Merry Avenger Bow. Level 100, 125 damage minimum, 200 maximum, and 5 times the damage, because it shoots 5 arrows, and 50 thingies in its ammo capacity. I said thingies. An ultimate bow with the ability to shoot 5 deadly arrows at once. Look at this. Although the inaccuracy is very common, as you can see, it's still a very good weapon to use, especially in terms of PvP, because many people actually use this in PvP. Again, I mainly try to hit the chest, just because of the inaccuracy of the arrows itself. But again, very good weapon. And to get this weapon, you'll need to have all 3 of the bow pieces, 1, 2, and 3, and talk to Santa so that he can put those pieces together to create the Merry Avenger Bow, and he'll give it to you. Bow piece 1 is dropped from the Yeti, bow piece 2 is dropped from the Frost General, and bow piece 3 is dropped from the Evil Snowman. And those are guaranteed drops, at least from my experience, when I've beaten them both, beaten all 3 of them for the second time, so there you go. Okay, now is the extreme top tier, the Fire Lord armor. So level 100 gives 1200 HP, extremely powerful armor, worn only by the most elite. Wearing this armor gives a plus 55% boost in damage, and a 45% boost in walk speed, and health regen rate is increased from 10 seconds to 3 seconds. As if that wasn't OP enough, I don't know what is. So as you can see, it has the Cloak of Undying behind it, which is very cool. And this armor is just beautiful in itself. This, once upon a time, used to be admin exclusive armor, but now that it's available to the public, it has been nerfed significantly, but still a very good armor regardless. And to get this armor, you will need 1 Halloween Spirit, 1 Andesine Feldspar, which is dropped from the vampires, a very rare chance. I think it's like 1 in 500 or something like that. And 9 Hollowed Bars from the Halloween event. So that's all the event items I have covered today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If I did miss anything, however, please do let me know in the comments. And if you found this video quite informative, please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more other Roblox content. Be sure to also check out my Discord and Roblox group page, which is linked in the description down below. And if you like to have more info or would like to learn more about this game, the official wiki is linked in the description down below. And until next time, this is Sunday K58, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.